Welcome back to Menagerie. I know last week I did a clothing video, some sports stuff, some other random clothing. I have a few things that I had not shown in that video, and got a nice little stack here. So I'm going to show you guys this. I got to add it to the stuff. I do still have some more of the clothing from the other video to get listed. And I'll probably be doing that throughout the next week or so, probably after I get back from up north. But let's get started with this. So this is it was really hard to show all this on there. So this is a Pure Playas, it's actually it's a long sleeve shirt. There's no real easy way to show this. I mean, I normally don't do much for clothing in general, so not going to be a lot of these type of videos, but got the same kind of logo on the back there, a little bit larger. But just going through, when you do this sort of stuff and are a collector of randomness yourself, you tend to pick up a lot of things that you don't really need or necessarily want, but it's the way it goes sometimes. So this is a Jnko shirt. It says Hawaii on there as well. The Jnko Wild, it says. Let's say Wild on there. Yep. Jnko Wild Hawaii. It is actually a fairly old shirt. I want to say this is actually from probably the see that there. Oh, there we go. I found a copyright right there. You can see that, 1989, Happy Shirts Incorporated. So it's a bit of an older shirt. I actually, oddly enough, I think I actually wore that when I was a kid. All right, and we have a long sleeve polo. So just got that on the front, and then have this little logo down here at the bottom of the front. Got long sleeves on that one as well. Nothing on that one, and this one does have let's see if I can get this to show a little better here. So you got the number 67 on there, and then this stripe down the sleeve, and we got nothing on the back of it. I'm just going to go through these pretty quick because I still have a lot of stuff to do, including packing for leaving town in probably a few hours here. Try to get a nap in before we go. And we have a Nautica Surf Shop shirt, just dark blue. Got a faded out logo on the back. I'm not sure if I think that's just because it's actually fairly old, but I don't know if anybody likes that type of look. I know they make stuff that does look like that now, so maybe somebody would be interested in that. We have, I'll put these in somewhat of an order of how I want to do this. I don't remember if I showed these ones in the last video. They were still sitting down here. Not sure what this logo is, so you got a bear. It says WB, Strive for Excellence. Not sure exactly what that is. Probably a company logo or something. Hopefully it's nothing I shouldn't be showing. But didn't really take the time to do any checking on that. But hey, if somebody worked for that company or likes that company or whatever that is, find it in the eBay store. So this one here, it's kind of a funny shirt. There's people not a big fan. It is it's a small. See that there? Little Fruit of the Loom. Nothing on the back of that one. Does have a small. Does have a couple of marks down at the bottom there. A couple, probably coffee stains. But that is it's a small, so it doesn't fit. Otherwise, I would actually wear it myself. This one has a bunch of eyes from a lot of different cats on it, and if you look closely underneath, it does say what they are. So you got a lynx, tiger, an ocelot, a lion, and a leopard on those. That's kind of cool. If any people that like the big cats. Nothing on the back of that one. That one is also a small, so you can see that there. We have a Wilson's Athletic. It just says property Wilson Athletic Department XXL. It is a medium. Doesn't I don't see nothing on the back, nothing on the sleeves. Just got kind of like a jersey type design to it overall. As I knock the camera, here we go. Hopefully nobody fell off their chairs. So these are some vintage pajamas here. So these are actually for like a little kid. These are probably, I don't know if there is a date on these anywhere. I don't see one. It does have a little bit of damage right there. Came unsewn, but you have all sorts of different race car logos: Rolls-Royce, Jaguar, Alfa Romeo, BMW. There's a Ford one up here, and of course the race cars all over. So that is the would be for a small kid, or if you were big into racing, you could probably get a mannequin like thing to put these on. So that's the pajama top, and then there's also the pajama bottom, so it's a full set. There's no tags on it, but I thought those were pretty neat. So if anybody into that sort of thing, you could you're big into racing, or hey, these were, I actually do remember wearing these as a kid, and I believe they were actually old when I got them. So I would say these are probably, at the newest, they're from the early 80s. If not older, which I'd say there's probably a good chance of them being older. And then this is another very small, 1989, copyright 89 on there. It's the little twins shirt. Obviously you can tell by it sitting on the desk here, and if I go like that, it's like as tall as two of my hands. So it is a, there we go, shows you the thing. Toddler size 4, which was probably a little bit different than that would be now, but size is probably a little different back in '89. So if you're a fellow Twins fan and you want something for one of your kids, that will be available in the eBay store as well. Now these are going to be very difficult to show fully without really moving the camera around. But so back in the 80s, 90s, and probably into the early 2000s, everybody probably remembers, and I think they're making a comeback, the Jnko jeans. Well, Utility at the time was I believe it was a Target brand, and that style of jean, the big pockets, the big leg pants, were kind of the in thing at that point in time. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but right between the Metrodome and the Joe Mauer statue, I got a little spider that's kind of invading me here. So I am gonna, oh, now he's running away. He knows I spotted him. Oh, actually looks like he's got a web hanging down there. So either that or he's just flying. So anyways, back to what I'm actually doing here. So these are similar, kind of basically an off-brand of the Jnko jeans, but still these are from probably from the 90s, mid to late 90s, I'd say. These are a 3230. I'll throw these up in the store as well. So if anybody's interested in them, I mean, you can drop a comment on here, or you can message me through eBay on the listing. And if you want extra measurements or anything on there, I can do that as well. Obviously, I'm not a clothing dealer, but stuff I think somebody else out there would enjoy. So actually, I'll show you real quick. So the bottom of these, obviously, they've been used, so there's a little fray on the bottom of the legs, but you can see how wide that is. So the legs are almost as wide as the waist. Kind of give you an idea of how big they are. And then, like I said, those utilities were a more or less an off-brand of Jnkos, which we have a good old pair of Jnkos right here. These were not worn very often, because yes, I was one of those kids back in the 90s. I do have another pair of Jnkos that are actually older than these. Those ones are not for sale because they are very rare. There's not much left of them, but kind of a keepsake of mine. So these are let's see the size here, 32 on these. Of course, you got the white and gray jersey material stripes, which go all the way down. And of course, like those other ones I showed you, these, the pant legs are about 3/4 as wide as the waist is on those. So, like the others, if you have any interest, just leave a comment, send me a message, however you want to do it, and I can make measure what I can. So in the back, you just got the Jnko logo with the crown, and then regular Jnko logo on that back pocket. So these ones are actually actually in really good condition. I maybe wore them like 5 times, and that was probably about 30 years ago. So definitely, definitely not my style nowadays. So I think that's about it for that. I will be bringing you guys some random road trip and hopefully some casino footage from my road trip. So until the next video, everybody have a good night.